Everybody, DrkBLADExx here, Dark Enforcers, aka Black Hawk Division Leader for DCUO. What's good, people? As you can tell from the title of this video is all about Stats Matter. Yes. A huge. This is possibly the biggest game change to this game that there will probably ever be for a very long time. This game it's so big that it is game changing. How can I put it this way? This is as big of a game change as the update to Destiny was. Remember Destiny when it first came out? And then it got that huge expansion that made it to a completely different game. This is what's going to happen to DCUO. Okay, this is the future of DCUO. This is going to be a huge game change. Now, it's not happening right now. Okay, so what we're talking about is what's going to happen later in the future. I don't even think this is going to happen this year. What I can say is that these changes will be on test server this year. But I don't think it's going to hit live until next year. That's my personal opinion, and I really hope it doesn't hit live until next year. Because that seems like a lot of stuff to do in a short amount of time. And I think they're going to really fuck it up if they put it out too soon. Anywho, this video is about all the changes, so let's get into that. Okay, first off, foremost, like I just said, not happening this year, I don't think. I really strongly don't think it's happening this year. So let's put that out there. On top of that, all these changes I'm talking about will be on test server, and everybody will be free to test them out. You're gonna have to go over to PC though, okay? So PC, and it will be free to test out, okay? Keep that in mind. Everybody will need to be over there and testing it out, and I encourage everybody to do so, since this will change how the game is played completely. All powers, all roles, all situations. PvE, PvP. This changes everything. This makes it like DCUO 2, or like DCUO version 2.0, okay? That big of a change. Secondly, as much as I want comments on this video and views on this video, if you guys want a very detailed description of what's happening, please stop watching this video and look at the link in the description below for that real video that tells you detailed word by word what's going down. Also, as I said, as much as I like comments on this and like to get a discussion going, I would rather you guys go to the official forum, so the developers themselves, the people that are actually making these changes and changing stuff, so they can see your comment. They need as much feedback as possible, both good and both bad. So, you know, constructive criticism, okay? They need it, they want it, they actually asked for it. Now, I'm not just saying that, they asked for it, so please help them out. Alright? Okay, good. Okay, first let's get right into this, okay? I'm showing you a picture of the website right now. What we're going to do is we're going to go over a couple things real briefly. Revamping stats, removing advanced mechanics and weapon mastery bonuses, enhancing supercharges, modifying power and power regeneration, removing power points, ending mid-range, and preparing for the future. We're going to go over all those things real quick. And I'm going to briefly tell you stuff while you can also read it here, which is why I'm showing you this. So, let's get into it. Okay, first and foremost, I'm not going to say that this update undoes Game Update 47. I'm just going to say that this does change things quite a bit, though. It moves some things backwards, and then it goes completely into an even bolder direction than going backwards, okay? So let's just get straight into it. Okay, so what does this do? CR is still something that's in the game. It's still something that's important. However, it's only important now for what it was purposely intended to do when it was first placed in the game during that update of 47. See, CR was meant to be like a measuring stick to see how you were doing as far as strength of your character. It was never meant to be a determining factor in this game, ever. Even the dev said that. So what they did was they kind of rewound it back, but it's still in the game. Now this is what I mean. Okay? CR is always supposed to signal where you are in strength, but it's not supposed to have any direct input on how well you perform in combat. Now, anybody that's been playing this game knows well, in fact, that when it comes to being good in this game, the higher your CR is, the better you are. Because of how it's stacked up. The higher your CR is compared to the NPCs, the more damage you can do to them, and the less damage you take. And the lower your CR is compared to the NPCs, the less damage you do to them, and the more damage you take from them. That's how the game is. So it's been gear up and win so far. That's pretty much what it's been. It hasn't been any skill. It hasn't been anything. It's just been, hopefully you have the right loadout and you got the right gear. That's it. But this whole revamp is going to be, you need the gear, you need the SP, you need the mods, you need the tactical mods, you need everything. And then you'll be good. Everything good to go. Okay, so let's get right into it. So what does this mean? This means that now CR is only a way of telling yourself, I'm at the right stage, I can go into this content. That's it. It says I can go into this content because I'm at this CR, and that's all it means. That's all it means now. So once again, it only signals where you are in strength, but has no direct input on how you perform in battle. AKA, it's a measurement of how powerful you are, but it is not a determining factor in how powerful you are. Also, getting into the whole stat revamping. As you guys know, this is going to be just pretty much going through and looking at the numbers as far as how you gain stats in the game and where do your stats come from, as far as going from your gear to your mods, your tactical mods, etc. They're going to be looking at so many things, looking at the numbers. And what I mean by that is like the redistributing of where stats come from. It's like when you go into a tree and you see that, you know, for instance, you go into bow and the first thing is like plus 15 to might, or it's like plus 3 to restoration, or plus 8 to vitalization, things like that. They're going to go through and they're going to redistribute where all those stats come from. So they're actually going to be taking all those plus 8 vitalization, plus 30 restoration, all that stuff, away from the skill points in the tree sets and from the power sets, okay, such as iconic powers. But hold on, breathe, that's a good thing. Let me tell you why. Share factor is kind of retarded in a way. I have no way of increasing the size of the length of time that a screenshot can be on the screen, but I can edit the time between actual like video or film, you know. So each screenshot is considered a clip, and I can only have, and clips only last for about 3 seconds, so I can only do so many clips per video since I'm capped at 50, so it sucks. So anyway, now I'm showing you just regular gameplay of me playing, and now I'm talking over that gameplay. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Okay, so what we're doing is we're redistributing where everything goes. Now, what that means is, as you go into your stat trees and you look at everything, as far as like bow and iconic powers, things like that, anything that gives you any actual stats, like plus 3 to health, or 1% critical healing, or, you know, anything like that, like plus 25 to defense and health, or plus 25 to might and precision, okay, anything that gives you any like stat bonuses, all of those are being removed from the weapon trees, from the movement trees, and from the iconic power trees, okay? All that's being removed. But please, hold your breath, don't. Okay, just wait, just wait. They're being moved. They're being moved over to something that I like to call, well, something that is actually called stat points. Let me show you a screen of that real quick. Alright, so this is the stat points screen that's under traits. Now this is all subject to change. This is just what they're looking towards doing, okay, as far as when this thing goes on test. Keep in mind, on test. So this is what they're doing. Everything from the iconics tree to the weapons tree, all those stats on one page known as stat points. Okay, so Pause the video right now, and we'll talk about this, okay? Because due to limitations, I can't just keep showing this screenshot. Kinda sucks. Alright, so pause the video right now. And look over it. Alright, pretty much what that screen was showing is that you can now, instead of having to go into, like, for instance, let's say bow, and you go in there and it says 8 restoration, no, my bad, 8 vitalization, or 8 restoration, or 15 to might, or 15 to precision. When you go now into your weapon trees, there will be nothing there but just weapon attacks now. That's right. Nothing but weapon attacks in there. Okay? Just weapon attacks. Nothing else. There's no stat bonuses, no nothing. So there's no rows and rows at the bottom. There's just nothing but just regular weapon attacks. What's going to happen now is you're going to have a screen called stat points, and you're going to go in there, and all those stats from all the weapon trees, from all the iconic powers, because remember, there's what's it called, nano weave armor, which gives you like plus 200 defense and plus 200 toughness. Okay, things like that give you stats. And iconic powers, all that is going to be moved into stat point screen 2. So now what you're going to do is you're going to be able to, as you level up and get skill points, spec into all those stats that you want on one screen. And as you get stronger and as you progress, those stats points will increase more and more and more and more. So we were actually seeing a part of the game during the live stream where you were able to go into 300 plus power, and then the next time you spec into it, it goes into 303 plus power. You spec into it again, it goes in 306 plus power. And it wasn't like each level you do plus 3. It was like each level you actually added on 303 each time. So it was like the first one you just added 300 power, so now you're at plus 300 power to your character. The next one adds 306, so now you're at 609 plus power to your character. The next one added 309, so now you're at so I'm going with this. It keeps adding up, so all that power keeps adding up over time if you have enough skill points. So it's really significant. Each power point is, when you spend a power point, you will feel it now. As it is in the game right now, the way power points work, when you get one extra skill point, you do not feel it. It really does not affect you. Truthfully, no matter what role you're playing with, you really won't feel the effects of actually having that skill point until you actually get a lot of skill points. I want to say anywhere from 25 to 50 extra skill points, you will not feel the benefit of having higher skill points. You're not going to feel it. Now, we're not going to say it's going to be godlike just having one skill point extra, but we're saying that you will feel it. You will feel it. It will be noticeable. It will be noticeable, and that's what they're looking for. They're not looking for godlike. They're just looking for noticeable. Okay? So every time you spend a point, it will be worth it. Okay? So basically, what they're saying is that, instead of doing this plus 3 to stuff, or plus 3 to that, or plus 5 to this, that's all gone. Specting will be worth it with your hard-earned skill points, okay? Now, along with that, the same thing goes for modding. Now, when you do a mod, you take time to go out there and farm, or you take time to get the in-game cash so that you can buy the mod from the broker, or you take time to just get the components so that you can create the thing yourself, or however you get your mods. It takes time to put mods together, okay? It takes time. The same way as getting skill points. So as it's set, what they are doing is making mods worth it. If you mod your character, it will be worth it. You will see the difference. It will be noticeable. The same as having your skill points. It will be noticeable. Having the right gear, it will be noticeable. The only thing that they're not really increasing, now they are increasing it, but not enough, is socket bonus. Because let's face it right now, if socket bonus was really, really noticeable, everybody would be forced to have socket bonuses, and that wouldn't be right, because that means everybody would always have to go into mixed mods, and that wouldn't work out. Like, if you're a DPS, of course you would put full red into a red socket, but let's say you want to put full red into a blue, you would be forced not to, because you would lose out on so much because of the socket bonus. Like, if you wanted to go into blue or yellow, you would be forced to make a combo mod. You wouldn't be, you wouldn't be able to put more might or precision into those sockets by itself alone. So they are increasing socket bonus, but not enough so that you feel like you have to go for the bonus. Okay? Does that make any sense?
It's a trap.
All right.
The trap is sprung.
You're rewarded for when you
Rejoice,
do
my
stuff, but it
shapeshifters.
doesn't feel like
The
you
prophecy
have
is
to
fulfilled.
do it. Okay, that's what they're leading for. Okay.
Daughter of Cain,
Tonight
Batwoman,
we
I just
will
want to put that in.
feast on the
die as
flesh of
crime
the weak.
Bible
Now this
foretells.
also runs into other things such as how can I say it? Runs into other things such as your gear when you level up. They're looking at ways to make leveling up from gear to gear to gear more noticeable. Like if you guys ever notice that you get a new piece of gear and like even though it's really just a step up or one CR higher than the other one or step a CR higher, it's like, wow, this only increases my health about 30 points or my defense only went up by 70 or 50. You know, sometimes you don't really see a huge increase in your stats. They're now making those stat increases more noticeable too, in line with getting your CR. So they're making things more noticeable. And that is a great thing, I believe. But it's not really gonna come, you're really not gonna see it all until I tell you everything in the video. So, you know, just keep watching. However, in the end, everything is gonna be in line with where your CR is. And that way, each skill point will be worth it when you spend it. Alright, once again, read this real quick, and I'll go over it as quickly as I can. I just like to add on to the last part, that as you see at the top, stats you get from skill points will scale up based on how many points you've already spent. More skill points, more stats, more fun. Okay. And they're also going to be making it easier how you get stat points. Not too easy, but in line with the game. Not too easy, okay? Not too easy, but easier. Okay, so read this real quick. And I'm going to pause the video. Now, I'm going to also add one more extra clip first, actually. Okay, when you get done reading this screenshot, here's another screenshot. Read that, and then I'll try to re-explain it for those who are just still wondering. Alright? Okay, so pause the video right now. Alright, so to make this go fast, what's happening to AMs? AMs are not being removed from the game, okay? They are not being removed from the game. Neither is Weapon Mastery. AMs, VMs are not being removed from the games. However, they are being changed. What's going to happen is, as you guys know, as you perform a Weapon Mastery, you get a chance to crit for 360%. That crit is gone. There will be no bonus damage. No huge amounts of bonus damage from Weapon Mastery, no huge amounts of bonus damage from Advanced Mechanics, okay? All that is gone. You will still be able to do damage, and it will be better than just doing regular damage. Unfortunately, the huge amounts of crits that you guys have seen before, that is gone. It will be nowhere in the neighborhood of what we're currently seeing in-game. Nowhere in the neighborhood. All that was taken away, okay? So, is it still viable to use Weapon Mastery? Yeah, it is still viable. Because since we're changing so much stuff in the game, this will open up the door to a lot of creativity with loadouts. But how I need to get a little bit more in depth with what that means, really. Because, see, along with that, the power back you get from using Advanced Mechanics, and also the power you get back from using Weapons Mastery, all that is gone too as well. That's right. It's all gone. Now, there is a silver lining, you see. In this game, you have ways of doing power regeneration. They're going to focus on those ways and also improving ways more upon how you can get power regeneration. Also from your AMs and also from Weapon Mastery. So, while you won't be seeing anywhere in the neighborhood of what we're currently seeing right now as far as power regeneration, you still will have it. It just won't be anywhere in the neighborhood of what we're seeing right now. So you're still going to get power generation. It's just going to be slowly, well, not slowly. It's going to be majorly reduced. Now, they're also going to improve upon getting you better ways of getting power generation. Okay, so calm down. It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. On top of that, they're making controllers more viable. What they're going to do is they're going to work with the control powers and also work with the powers themselves. They're going to give you ways for you to manage your power by yourself, with or without a controller, at the same time making it viable for you to have a controller in the group. Now, this was the purpose of a controller when it first came out, and they're going back to it, but are also improving upon that theory.
Saith the
See,
crime
controllers
Let the
will
razor
now
cut
control
quick and
the
right.
battlefield.
In
They will
Cain's
control
name,
how much
we
damage
commend
you
the
put out
heart of this
and how
wayward
much
daughter,
damage you can
made
take,
of fires of pain and rage
while also
blaze
giving you
on
power
her.
back.
In Cain's name!
So it will still be viable for you to have a controller, if you wish. However, also making it so that you can manage your own power. Okay, so calm down. It's okay. Relax. Now, I didn't really want to get into the whole power back yet because that's a different category, but it goes along with the AM, so we talked about it. Along with that, they're going to be looking at each way that, as far as AMs are currently concerned, because like I said, Weapon Mastery is still a part of this game, AMs still will be part of this game, and you can still use them. However, they're going to be looking back at how it interacts as far as risk rewards and as far as distance too, which we'll talk about later. But before we get to that, let's go over to the next category that I want to talk about. Alright, to save a little bit of time, we're going to be talking about the next three things you see right now. Enhanced Supercharges, modifying power and power regeneration, even though we kind of already talked about that, and also the removal of power points. Don't panic, I'll make it real easy. So look at this video, pause it right here, and also at the next clip right here, at the very top, that's it. We'll talk about ending mid-range later. But look at that right now. Okay, so pause the video right here, look at that, and when you're ready, hit. Okay, so let's go over it. Enhancing Supercharges. As you guys already know in the game, Supercharges are kind of lackluster. The AMs currently and Weapon Masteries will hit higher and harder and faster than the Supercharges in the game. So what they're doing right now is they're making it so that you get your Supercharges faster, quicker, and that they're more powerful than they've ever been. That will bring everything in line. Now we're going to have some loadouts that are just based just around Supercharges at all. Now, as you guys know, there are some powers that increase your damage just using a superpower, and then there's some superpowers or supercharges, my bad, that actually do the damage itself. So we're going to see a lot of loadouts out there now. There's going to be a lot of creativity when it comes to doing loadouts, and I'll get more into that because that's not it. There's so many more changes that you just will not believe. There's going to be a lot of changes. Okay, there's so many more changes. Alright, but just hear me out. This is going to make a lot more creative loadouts where everybody won't just have the same old cookie cutter loadout. Everyone's going to have a different loadout pretty much based upon how they want to play the game. So loadouts based on just gameplay. I want to play this way, this is my loadout. I want to play that way, this is my loadout. I want to play this way, this is my loadout, and so on and so on. We're going to be seeing like tens of hundreds of different loadouts. But, like I said, it'll be making it so that you get your supercharges faster and so that they hit more, making them more viable for you to use inside your loadouts. Okay, so let's get on to the next point. Now, as you guys saw on the screen, there was also powers and power regenerations. Okay, so as we talked about how we were using power and how we were getting power regeneration, they're also going to look at how they're going to be able to go and look at the numbers for when you use this move, it takes this much power, or when you use this move with this combo, you get this much power back. They're going to be looking at the numbers for that and increasing and reducing certain things. As far as Weapon Mastery and Advanced Mechanic, they're going to be reducing there, but they're not going to take it away completely. You're still going to get power back, as with anything you do in the game. However, it's going to be greatly reduced and nowhere on the levels that we're seeing now currently. And other things where you're using moves, you're going to look in there and reduce some of the power costs while also giving you a chance to actually maintain your own power by going in there, looking at the numbers, and increasing in certain spots. So we're really going to go in depth with all these powers and analyze everything, which is why I'm saying this is not going to be something quick at all. This is going to be a long time coming, and it's going to take a while for this to happen. I think it's going to even take a while for this to go to test how much stuff is they're really doing. Okay, so now we get to the thing about, do we really want to talk about this? Yes, we do. Removing power points. Okay, so how, don't panic, what I'm about to say to you. They are removing the power points system completely. That means power points itself. there won't be a single player in the game that has a power point. Calm down, calm down, calm down, okay? That's a good thing. Now trust me, listen, that's a good thing. Here's why. What they're going now is they're making it more balanced, more streamlined. And they want to encourage creativity with loadouts. So this is what they're doing. As you level up, you unlock powers. That's how it is now. You unlock powers. So a level, you get a power. A level, you get a skill point. A level, you get a power. A level, you get a skill point, etc., etc. When you finally hit level 30, you will have unlocked every power in that power. Okay, so electricity, fire, nature, whatever have you. All those powers that are there that you could possibly get, every single last power will be unlocked when you hit level 30. Every single one. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. This will open the door for creativity that we have never even seen in this game. So many loadouts. No more cookie cutter loadouts that are, if you want to play this power, this role, you have to use this loadout or you won't do anything, you will not be effective. No more. No more. It's all going to be about how I want to play the game now. There's going to be people that say, hey, I'm doing a lot of damage, I'm really effective with this loadout, try this, and you're going to try it out, and you're going to be like, yeah, it is effective, but for my gameplay style, I changed this up, I added this, and now I'm doing good. And we're doing the same amount of damage. It's just that this is my playstyle. We're going to see loadouts that are based around playstyles now, instead of just, if you're this power, you need to do this. No more. We're going to see a lot of creativity with these loadouts, and I cannot wait.
What are you?
And I also think that this might be the end of loadouts on YouTube, quite frankly, because it's going to be really based around your playstyle. So I think people are going to just say, I don't need to go to YouTube, I'm just going to just do it myself. That's what I see happening here. This is going to open the door to so much creativity. There's going to be, for every power or role, there's going to be like tens of hundreds of loadouts out there. People are going to make, and I can't wait to see them all and talk about it. It's going to be so big. Oh my god, it's amazing. But as I said, as you level up, you will unlock powers. When you get to level 30, you will have every power unlocked, and that way you will be able to mix and match and put in whatever power you want from your power tree. Okay, the PowerPoint system is gone, but we still have that. Okay, we're getting into the last part of this video, so we're going to be talking about ending with mid-range and also pretty much the future as they see it, or hope to see it. So look at these two screens and then pause the video. Okay, I'm going to briefly go over this because this is pretty much the end of the video. The ending of mid-range. What that means is all the last updates that added mid-range to every power, that has all been undone. There will not be a single power in this game that has mid-range options, such as damage, okay? So that's pretty much what it all is about, mid-range damage. There is not going to be a single power in the game that has mid-range damage, and there won't be any in the future, okay? That means electricity and nature will not be getting it because they're taking it away. Now nature and electricity, as well as other powers, will be tweaked and updated, but they will not have any mid-range stuff. With all the stats redoing and revamping with everything, plus the CR differential, gear, mods, etc., there won't really be any point. What they want to do is make stuff a balance. So it's going to be just either you want to do melee attack damage or you want to do long range attack damage. Okay.
Finally,
so just either or. Melee will be 7 meters and less, and long range will be 7 meters and higher.
Something is not
So
right.
think of it like 7.1.
Not only is the Joker not part of this rebellion, but the asylum.
That's how it's going to be, and that's how every power. So they're going to tweak all the powers to be in line with that. No more mid-range for any power.
And Mr. Freeze.
Powers will still be updated, so you're going to get electricity, you're going to see
Robin
nature.
is inside. Speak
But
to
it
him
won't
first.
have any mid-range. Okay, melee and long distance. That's
In
it.
our sessions, Mr.
I don't know how much
Freeze
more I
was
can go over
obsessed
that
with
than
his
just to
frozen
say
wife.
that. So
How does this help him?
Okay,
I'm going
now
to
plans for the
investigate
future.
asylum
Okay,
records.
now all these changes
See if
were
we can get the
made
situation
for them
under
to
control,
easily
and I'll
update
check
the
in
game
shortly.
as far as add more skill points, or possibly in the future, if they ever want to add more powers to the powers themselves. Maybe they might want to add another attack to electricity or to nature, or they might want to add another power to fire or munitions or quantum. You know what I'm saying? This now opens up the ability for them to do that. Because it used to be that you had to put so many power points into this side of the tree to get down to the bottom of this side, but then you couldn't go to the other side of the tree to get this now because you spent all your power points. But now everything is unlocked, so since everything is just given to you, it makes it a lot more viable for them to just go in there and change stuff and tweak it as they see fit. Okay, so that's pretty much what the plans for the future are all about. They'll be able to add more skill points to the game, to your characters, and also to the stat point page, and affect how you do stuff. Okay, so that's in the future. Now, I'm going to show you some screens real quick, and I'm going to talk about them briefly before I end this video. Nothing's final, but this is what they're looking for your traits bar to look like. Notice at the top, it doesn't say powers, it says actually what the power it is. It says electricity. So if electricity, it says that. If your highlight, it'll say that. So then you have electricity, iconic powers, stat points, flight, weapons, loadout. That's what your stuff's going to look like right now. I just want to show you guys that string. Okay? All viable, so much creativity. Okay, let's go over to the next thing. Okay, this is your new power stream, not PowerPoint stream, new power stream. As you can see, as you go in levels, you will actually unlock powers. So you will have everything unlocked once you hit level 30. If you want to let's look over that real quick, pause this and look at it. But that's how it's going to be. Okay. Hopefully, this is still a work in progress. So hopefully this is what we're looking for. Okay, this is what I'm talking about as far as weapon trees. All you have in here are just attacks. That's it. Nothing else. Okay. Now this is how it's going to go. As you go down and put points further down, you get to reach to the bottom. Now, that very row at the bottom, that is your weapon mastery. It only takes 1 point to get there. As you see the corner, there is no bow mastery thing for you to hit. It's just go down to the bottom and there's bow weapon mastery if you want it. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like. Pause it right here if you want to study it. Now, along with the last image, everything is subject to change. This one too. All the images I'm showing you, subject to change. This is your stat point screen. As you can see, as you spec into more things, you will be able to unlock more better things. Now, the AI on the stream was messed up. So at the top, you see it says 10 out of 2. That's really supposed to be 10 out of 20. The next row is supposed to be 6 out of 40. Now, those two last rows, those are messed up. Instead of being both 0 out of 17, it is 1 out of 170. That's for both rows. So stare at that and enjoy. In case you're wondering, the first column is for tank, the second column is for DPS, the third column is for healer, and the last column is for troll. Okay, this next image I'm going to be showing you is of just the loadout screen. This is the ability screen. You see all those options? Like I said, everything is open to you. All the powers you pick are open to you. Now, as far as iconic tree is concerned, iconic powers will be selected using your skill points. They only cost 1 skill point. You can get as many as you want. And yes, it does add to more creativity. Do you want to have a loadout that uses iconic powers or just uses regular powers? Do you want to have one that uses movement mode abilities? It creates a lot more creativity. Now, will it be viable for you to just have a purely iconic loadout or a purely iconic movement mode tree? Not really, because remember, even though advanced mechanics and also weapon mastery will not have their bonus damage and bonus power back, they will still be able to do damage, and you will still be able to get power back. While the iconics, however, will not be doing those at all. So it will be viable for you to have them in there, but I would strongly say no, it's not viable for you to have it only those. Only. No, not only. Maybe PvP. I could see that. I could see that all day. But only iconics and only movement mode abilities? I don't think so. But then again, that's the whole That's what this is all about, creativity. Now remember, this is subject to change, maybe in the future, maybe before this goes to test, maybe they say, yeah, let's go that route. This is all subject to change. Okay guys, so this is the end of the video. As much as I would love to see all your comments and questions in my videos, I would really love if you would just save all that and go to the developers forums themselves. This is a game-changing move. This has the potential to make this game so much greater. And to be optimistic, to see both spectrums, to just be neutral, unbiased, this also has the potential to completely break the game. So posting your comments here, the developers will not see this. Developers have asked, they've done a live stream as you guys saw, and have asked everyone to please come to the forums and go into developer discussion and comment on it. The link will be down in the description below. As much as I want to see comments, please just go there and comment there. They need to see as many comments as possible, good or bad. If it's bad, please just constructive criticism, please. And if it's good, tell them why, maybe some suggestions, please. They need to see all the comments. This will make or break this game. Okay? Commenting here will not help. Okay? Once again, guys, thanks for watching this video. There's so much things I want to do and say. I will say this before I go out. I'm doing a live stream in about 2 days, maybe sooner, I'm not sure yet, on Stats Matter, where I'll be talking over live stream, one on Twitch, one on YouTube. I invite you guys all out to come out. I'll answer whatever questions I can from how I view the stream. And questions I can't, I'll just say, hey, direct your comments over to the developers. But we're going to get discussion, not just from me, but from other people in DE, how they look at it, how they view it. I want to get everybody's views and opinions of this and get the discussion going. And I want to move that discussion then over to the forum so developers can see it. Okay, guys, so thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you guys later. This is DrkBLADExx at Dark Enforcers, aka Black Hawk Division Leader for DCUO. Dark Enforcers. Darkness rises.